What's up, you guys? This is your brother Mookie from the Team Mookie Show. If you are new to this channel, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. I'll be very appreciated. Not gonna be on here real long like that because I have things to do later on. Uh, uh, listen, that's my daughter talking in the background. Listen, many of y'all may not know this, understand it, but some of you may do because it's been all over social media and on YouTube that Hulk Hogan, has passed away at the age of 71. He has passed away at the age, I believe, 71 years old. And prayers out to his daughter, his sons, his kids, his wife. Everybody know Hulk Hogan was one of the legendary wrestlers in WWE. And everybody know I'm a wrestling fan. Blood wrestling all my life. All my life. Coming up in my childhood, I used to watch wrestling. I never will forget. I would come home from church or somewhere. I would be sitting down on the weekend just looking at WWE, looking at Hulk Hogan, coming up, you know. And yes, people call Hulk Hogan this, that, and the third, but one thing you gotta fail to realize, Hulk Hogan had a lot of fans. He was an icon to the people. He was an icon to WWE. He was a legend. So people is acknowledged is the fact that, honoring this man, because he paved the way for so many people in WWE. He paved the way for so many wrestlers. And there were some wrestlers that wanted to be like him. We can say how we want to say and things like that, but Hulk Hogan was a legend. He was a legend of himself. He was a legend in what he do. He was a legend. Period. So, rest in peace, Hulk Hogan. You know, I know it's kind of sad for the WWE, sad for the industry because that was a great loss. That was a great, great loss. And this is why I tell people, you know, it's time basically to get right, to get ourselves together, come together, unify together, love one another, cherish one another, because we don't know when we gonna leave this world. Like we really don't know when we gonna leave this world. But only God knows, and only God has a day set. You know, but I'm learning time after time, to ignore foolishness, ignore drama, ignore the rumors, ignore the fake lies of what people say about me, because at the end of the day, you know, most people be childish on these YouTube streets. Most people be childish. They don't have a mind of their own to shift content and talk about other things that's go on in the media. It's like they want to beef, they want to fight, they want to go back and forth, they want to start stuff. So they don't have nothing better to do but to make up lies and false accusation. They can't tell the truth and know that you're a good person because they want to find something they can just make up and say about you so at least they can boost their numbers up. And this is what they do. They'll mention your name, they'll say whatever they want to say, and try to start up lies and make up lies and things like that, and then want to stir up a whole lot of drama because they want content. That's all they want. They want content. They know they don't have any content, so they have to use your name to boost your numbers up. Like, you feel what I'm saying? So that's what they got to do. You know, they don't want to take accountability to say, we did messed up. We did mention that person's name. We did uh said some things that we shouldn't have said about him. I never had an issue with him. I should have never mentioned that person's name from the beginning. Because I don't have no issue with him. But people insinuate they self and stuff and don't have nothing to do with it. Like, you feel what I'm saying? They insinuate they self and stuff. And sometimes the division don't always be the necessary of the devil. Sometimes the division can be with your tongue. Sometimes your tongue can create divisions by the things you say. And I tell people that all the time. You got to be careful because sometimes that tongue is a dangerous weapon. It can cause you to reap some stuff that you don't want to reap. So you got to be careful what you say that comes out your mouth, you know. And I had told St. Louis, I said, after this is over with, I ain't mention these people no more. And it is what it is. They can make up lies, they can say this and say that, and trying to find fault because they need content. They want a Google check, they want numbers, so they gotta make up lies. But it's up to you to retaliate to it or ignore it. You have a choice to respond or to ignore it. And I'm learning to ignore these people, you know, ignore it because they're childish. They're childish, like literally. They gotta click up with somebody just to raise their number. And the people they click up with really don't give a care about them. Really don't. They just want to try to find fault. You know, that's why I say God gonna handle them and they gonna reap what they sow. But the Bible said, whatever a man soweth, those shall he reap. You'll reap what you sow. Karma is real. Karma is real. When you come back around again, sometimes it'll show you. Like, you can't keep digging and talking and talking and talking about people and mentioning their name and knowing that they never said nothing about you. They never said nothing about you. You know. So Alice is going live today. Later on, I believe 5:45, I believe. And we gonna address these people one last time. I told them I'm through with mine. I wash my hands, so I'm through. They can try to find lies to make up it, and I'm not gonna listen to it. I'm gonna enjoy life with my family like I always do. You know, because like I said, it's a lawsuit gonna come on them, and it ain't gonna be me, but God gonna send somebody, and they behind's gonna be right in court, and they ain't gonna have no choice but to show their face. You know, God got a way. It's gonna be some things on. You gonna see, y'all is gonna see some stuff this year, and we already seeing things happening in the world. But like I said, Hulk Hogan passed, age 71 years old. He was the greatest wrestler, one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. And I believe he was the one that picked up Andre the Giant. Y'all remember that match between Andre the Giant and Hulk Hogan? And for what was told during the storyline in that match, that Andre the Giant was sick. Andre the Giant was sick in his body. He was taken ill. So he decided to tell Vince McMahon to let Hulk Hogan win that match. Now, it was told now during the storyline, Hulk Hogan was supposed to win that match because he was sick. Something was going on with his kidneys. I think he had kidney failure and congested heart failure too, because he was big and he had a disease, I believe, because he couldn't stop growing or something like that. But they said that Andre the Giant had told Vince McMahon to let Hulk Hogan win that match. Simple fact, because he was sick, he wasn't feeling good, but he still fought his way of wrestling against Hulk Hogan in WrestleMania. So Hulk Hogan beat him and he won. He knew Andre was ill, but he still was determined to still fight. Andre was complaining about it, so he was saying, "I'm still determined to fight Hulk Hogan." And Andre the Giant gave Hulk Hogan that platform that day to say, "Okay, you pick me up. I'm gonna let you pick me up," and he did. You know, a lot of folks say, "Well, I ain't like Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan was this. Hulk Hogan." Let me tell you something. You wouldn't be where you be right now if it wasn't for Hulk Hogan during his wrestling times. Everybody and their mama was hooked on Hulk Hogan. I don't care what nobody say. Hulk Hogan was a legend. You can say what you say about him, say what you feel about him, say what you think about him. That man was a legend. And that's why a lot of people on social media are blown away of his death, because it was a shock. Nobody didn't know that was going to happen because he passed. Nobody never knew Hulk Hogan was going to leave. Nobody didn't know that. It shocked me because I was looking like strolling on the phone, and then I said, and then I'm looking like, wait a minute, Hulk Hogan died? I looked at that and I'm like, what? And I told my mama, I said, Mama, Hulk Hogan passed away. She's like, yeah, no, I'm looking at it. And it was blown, like it was to the point it was all over social media. All over. Just like when Bray Wyatt passed away. That was a shock. And nobody never knew Bray Wyatt was sick. We thought he was just gone, for injury's sake. But come to find out, that man was sick. He was sick. So y'all hit the like button and subscribe, favorite, comment below. Like I said, Alice will be live today. We're gonna address these people one last time, but I'm done on my end, on my side of the channel. But after this is said and done, we going on. Whoever choose to keep going back and forth with them is on them. But I'm going on. I'm not gonna keep constantly going back and forth, repeating myself over some old bull crap, over the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over, because it's childish. And I see why Unspoken don't give a clown and them no attention no more. Don't give these people no attention. Because they repeat themselves and do the same old stuff, pulling up old stuff, talking about old stuff, or what some, or what done, and then making up old things, taking one side of the story and running with it, because that's what they do. They don't never hear your side, but they'll just take one side of somebody else because you had a falling out with that person. They'll listen to their side, but then when it comes to you, they'll throw you like a monkey wrench, you know, and that's why people don't respect it, you know, period. You can't take one side of the story. You got to realize in a court of law, you don't do that in a court of law. You ain't gonna see the judge take no one side of the story. Oh yeah, he did, and oh yeah, he did. You get what I'm saying? Like, that'll never happen in a court of law. Cause you ain't gonna find no court of law take one side of the story. Period. So, like I said, we're gonna do this one last time. And after this, I am done. You know, I'm done for the day. You know, because I'm gonna get off here now and I'm finna rest myself. You know, I'm finna rest myself and take me a little nap before he go live and charge my phone up. So, yeah. So y'all hit that like button, subscribe, favorite. Um, it ain't gonna be on here long. You know, I got stuff right now I'm gonna do. So, uh, that's why I said we're gonna address these people one last time on Alice platform, and then we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on. You know, because I am not, I repeat, not going back and forth over some old crap that they making up from somebody else. Like, that stuff is childish. Anybody repeat that stuff to them and go back and forth with them, and they just as crazy. If they believe that stuff, they just as crazy and cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. So, it is what it is, y'all. Like, subscribe, favorite, comment below. Rest in peace, Hulk Hogan. Prayers to the families, wife, children. And pray that we all come together. Pray we get back in the face of God. Because we don't know when and where, when the Lord is coming back. But we got to be ready. And we got to be prepared. Because he's soon to come. But the word says he's coming back for the church without a spot or wrinkle. If you're not ready, get ready. If you're all ready, stay ready. I love y'all. Like, subscribe, favorite, comment below. Peace out.